How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. If you caught part 1, you'll know I've just fitted a full Enfield Precision exhaust system to my Interceptor. Today in part 2, we're getting into the good stuff. I'm going to let you hear exactly what this new exhaust sounds like compared to the stock one. I've even got decibel readings so you can see the numbers for yourself. I'm going to walk you through 5 real advantages this system has over the standard exhaust. Not just specs, but things you'll actually notice on the road. And I'll be giving you my honest, no BS opinion on whether it's actually any good or if it's just a bit of eye candy. Oh yeah, and make sure you stick around until the end. I've got some raw riding footage with the new system fitted so you can hear exactly how it performs on the road. Trust me, you'll want to hear this. Before I take the bike on the road, let's get into those decibel readings. What you are about to hear now is the stock exhaust system on a Euro 5 Interceptor. To make the test fair, I'm going to be doing cold engine starts on all of these sound clips. The recording equipment will be roughly in the same position on every single one. Once the engine had idled for approximately 3 minutes, I revved the bike up to about 3000 RPM. I'm going to be doing this with all of the different sound clips. That's a low of 73.1 and a high of 77.9. And now we're on to the good stuff. Here's the full Enfield Precision system with the baffles fitted. After fitting the new exhaust system, I let the bike idle for about 12 minutes. I actually did this yesterday evening. Well, yesterday evening at the time of recording this. Letting it idle gives the ECU a chance to adjust to the new exhaust setup. It basically figures out what's changed and then tweaks the fueling as best as it can to suit. We now have a low of 77.7 and a high of 94.4. Here I'm removing the baffles from the silencers with the Allen key provided. To be honest, it's a bit of a fiddly job. If you end up buying this exhaust, figure out which sound you prefer and stick with it. Personally, I wouldn't want to be swapping these around all the time. Hopefully the video's picking this up. With the baffles out, it is significantly louder. And it sounds absolutely brutal. And finally, with the baffles out, we've got a low of 83.8 and a high of 98. On paper, the difference between the baffles in and out isn't much, but trust me, it is noticeable in person. Speaking of sound, the exhaust system sounds much better under load. Let's take this thing for a ride. I think the next purchase for me and this YouTube channel is a microphone setup in my helmet. I wish you guys could have heard the stuff that was coming out of my mouth during the first ride with the exhaust fitted on the bike. There was a lot of screaming, shouting and swearing. This thing now sounds incredible. Here are some more sound comparison clips. This time I'm going to be revving the bike stationary to about 3,500 RPM. And then I'll be going through the gears, shifting at about 4,500 RPM. This is the stock exhaust. And now the full Enfield Precision system with the baffles in. And last but not least, the full system with the Baffles Out. Here's a sweeping right bend with the stock exhaust system. I'm in third gear, approaching at about 30 miles per hour. This is the full stainless system with the baffles fitted. The camera is in the same location, it's just closer to the ground. Unfortunately, I didn't get that corner with the baffles removed, as a wagon driver had decided to park there whilst he had his lunch break. Which sound do you prefer? The stock system, the stainless one with the baffles fitted, or with the baffles removed? And here are 5 benefits of this stainless exhaust system over the stock one. Weight saving. With the Interceptor tipping the scales at 218 kilograms, it's not the lightest bike around. However, replacing the stock exhaust with the Enfield Precision system, which is 8 kilograms lighter, gives the bike a noticeable boost in agility. This reduction in weight improves handling, acceleration and cornering, making the bike feel more responsive on the road. This weight reduction is genuinely noticeable when pushing the bike around too. Stay. Materials. Stainless steel, known for its chromium and nickel content, is naturally resistant to rust and corrosion, unlike mild steel. This exhaust also comes with a 3-year warranty, though based on the quality of the welds and overall construction, I believe it will last the lifetime of the bike. As with all stainless steel exhausts, as they go through heat cycles, there will be a change in colour, especially around the header area. Personally, I think that this looks awesome. What do you think? Sound. While I've mentioned in other videos that I appreciate the sound of the stock exhaust on the Interceptor, this new setup has truly brought the bike to life. The bike now carries a commanding presence and has a much more purposeful tone. It's not overbearing in any way, and I can still appreciate the distinct character of the engine, which I absolutely love. Unlike other exhaust systems on the market, which often emphasise pure bass, the Enfield Precision system delivers a rich harmonic sound with genuine acoustic depth. It brings to mind the unmistakable notes of classic twin-cylinder bikes from the past. Performance. The stock Interceptor header pipes are much narrower than the Enfield Precision ones. While they may appear chunky at first glance, the stock pipes are actually skinny and restrictive, with an outer skin designed to give them a larger appearance. Additionally, the restrictive catalytic converters in the standard front pipes further limits the exhaust flow. Oh yeah, as I discovered in the last video, these catalytic converters are also in the rear silencers. Thank you, Euro 5. By upgrading to a full exhaust system, these bottlenecks are eliminated, allowing for improved flow and enhanced overall engine performance. Upgrading to a full exhaust system also creates opportunities for tuning. To really get the full benefit from this exhaust, the next step for my bike would be to add a performance air filter and a fuel management device. By adjusting the fuel and air mixture with an aftermarket fuel management system or an ECU remap, you can unlock the full potential of your motorcycle. That said, the standard map is still perfectly fine to use with this exhaust system, as the ECU will adjust the fuel and the air mixture to suit. Style. The main reason I upgraded to the Enfield Precision exhaust system was to improve the overall look of my Interceptor. Nice. I thought the stock silencers were too big and bulky for the bike, making them appear out of proportion. The new silencers are much narrower in diameter and 3 inches shorter in length, giving the bike a more balanced and streamlined appearance. I also appreciate that the front pipes are now fin-free and that the unsightly cat section has been removed, further enhancing the clean and sleek lines of the bike. Overall, the new exhaust system gives the Interceptor a much more stylish look. If the polish pipes I've fitted to my bike aren't your style, this exhaust system is also available in a brushed finish, offering a more understated option. You can even get the silencers in a regular length. With the points I've just mentioned then, I genuinely believe that this exhaust could be one of, if not the best, 2-2 exhaust systems on the market for the Interceptor and the Continental GT. Now, if you're a subscriber to the channel, you would have noticed that I recently put a community post up, and it was about this exhaust when I received it from Hitchcocks. And I had a comment on there from one of my subscribers. Now, I've got it wrote down here, I'll just share it with you. Nice piece of paper, very professional. The comment was by a subscriber called SusiePoo6792, and it was, the only problem is, would you have bought that one if you had the choice of any on the market, not just because it was given to you? Please be honest, all the best. So to answer that question, yes, this exhaust system has always been my favourite for the Interceptor. Even before I had an Interceptor, I used to go online and look at parts and modifications that I could do to the bike, and this exhaust always came out on the top. There was another exhaust system that I really liked the look of. It was the Zard high level exhaust, but the only problem with that is it's really expensive and it's a bit impractical. So for instance, to get access to the seat release toggle, which is underneath this panel, you have to take a section of the exhaust off, because that exhaust system comes a lot higher up. It's actually about this position. Hitchcocks, by the way, do stock that exhaust. They stock a load of other exhausts as well, so if this one isn't to your taste, they've got stuff on there from like S&S, obviously Zard, Enfield Precision, so definitely go and check the website out if you're after an exhaust for your bike. With this new system fitted, the bike is running really well. It's noticeable down in the lower section of the rev range. The bike seems to want to just pull away now, whereas before it seemed a little bit hesitant. Now, as you know, I've not had the bike on the dyno before or after this install, so I can't say exactly what horsepower I've increased the bike by doing this modification. But what I will say is that it's feeling a lot livelier than ever before. Now, I know a lot of you might be thinking that that added performance that you can feel on the bike now is just because you've saved like 8 kilograms in weight. But I don't think that is the case, because even when the bike's stationary and it's just ticking over, you just blip that throttle and it's just instant now. It reminds me of like a 450 motocross bike. It's very snappy. With regards to the sound, with the baffles fitted, it sounds absolutely incredible to me. This is what this bike should have left the factory sounding like. But we all know now, with sound regulations, emissions, blah, 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 that's not a possibility anymore. Now, with the baffles removed, I feel a bit like less of a man for saying this, but it's too loud for me. You might like it, you know, it's personal preference, but I wouldn't want you to go and buy this exhaust system thinking it's going to be slightly louder than stock with the baffles out, because it's not. And to be fair to Hitchcocks, they do state that on the website about these silencers. They are quite loud. But as I mentioned before, with the baffles in, to me, it sounds absolutely phenomenal. It's quite a nice safety feature as well, having a bit of a louder motorcycle. I've noticed now with filtering through traffic, cars are literally just getting out of the way. Whereas with the stock system, no one was moving for me. At first I thought, are they just being funny with me here? But it's not the case, they just genuinely couldn't hear me. I'm now going to show you some raw clips of me riding the bike. No music, no commentary, just the sound of this 650 twin engine with the new exhaust system fitted. And at the very end, I'll also share with you my initial reaction to when I first heard the bike with these pipes on. It caught me off guard, to say the least. These videos take a long time to film and edit. So if you have enjoyed today, if you found this helpful, informative or entertaining, just tap that like button and drop me a comment. Ask me anything you want. If you've got this exhaust system on your bike, let me know how it's holding up. If you've got any questions about this system, I'll do my best to answer them for you. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and join me. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.